Okay, I get it. Everybody's here. Oh, hi. Is this on? Hello, everyone. Welcome to Frosta's 2021 Reco-ciation Soiree. I'll be your MC for tonight, and I cannot wait for us all to celebrate the best of 2021 according to myself. You have two choices. If you're watching this live and you feel like you cannot wait, I'll be in the live chat on talking to you as it premieres, or you have the option to pause it or save this for later. Check the description box and go for the immersive experience. You can dress in your best 90s outfit or inspired like I have. It's subtle, but it's there. And also I have a Spotify 90s playlist that you can play in the background to set the mood. I won't copyright issues. I also have a cocktail and an appetizer, a signature one for this particular ceremony. So the recipe is also in the description box. You can make it virgin or alcohol laden, but you can make yourself that drink and come join me when you're dressed. You set the lighting and the song, and you have your appetizer and cocktail in hand, or you can just keep watching. The choice is yours. For your viewing pleasure, here's the intro, and the ceremony will start right after it. Hello, welcome again. So tonight we are hosting the first annual Frosta's Reco-ciation Soiree. You might be very intrigued about something. So before we jump in to the award ceremony, I'll give you a brief explanation what this is. This is my first annual bookish award. So in a way is my favorite bookish content of the year. But this is not just based on talent. It's called Reco-ciation because it's both a recognition and an appreciation, because these people that I'll mention here, they have made my year much better. So I recognize their talent and everything they do in their field, but I also appreciate them as person by the way they have impacted my life in 2021. So yeah, this is my ultimate 2021 list. Not to worry, I'll have just the bookish ones for horror, thriller, and miscellaneous. My list will be coming the upcoming weeks. But for now, I just want to celebrate the people that has impacted me the most. Why is the theme 90s? First of all, I do not throw a party without a theme. And for this first annual soiree, I couldn't think of anything better than the 90s, because in my humble opinion, and yes, I'm dating myself, the 90s were the best last decade. Why? Well, because in the 90s, the internet started to be a thing. We had a lot of the technology we have now, even though it was not as big. But people were happier. The politically correct movement had started, and globalization as well. So we were able, everywhere in the world, to watch movies and series from other countries on your TV. But we could also go on the internet. It took forever to log on to chat with people from all over the world that had the same interests as you did. It was innocent but innovative. And I know this is just my opinion, but that's what I feel about the 90s. Maybe I'm romanticizing it because I was really young. But I just remember it's what life could have been if it wasn't for social media and the negative things that have followed suit. It's the best would have been that it had so much promise. Is the world doomed? No, we can still make it because, next generation. But that's why I chose the 90s for my theme. It's a decade that makes me happy, is a theme that makes me happy and brings me joy. And I'm recognizing people that make me happy and bring me joy. So in this annual award, we have 2 categories. The first one, we have Frosta's 2021 Da Bomb Award. And we also have All That in a Bag of Chips Award. And as you hopefully noticed, both these awards are also 90s themed. Because, I couldn't help myself. I'll start with Da Bomb Award. My Da Bomb 2021 award goes to you. To all my viewers and subscribers and passersby, anyone that at some point has touched my life through commenting or just watching and liking my videos, you are one of the best parts of my year. You have made my 2021 sweeter and brighter just by allowing me to share what I love and be who I am. And you're getting to know you. And next, my All That in a Bag of Chips award goes to my ultimate favorite YouTubers and authors of 2021. And this award goes to them not only for the amazing talent they have and gift us with, but also how they treat their fans and what I've noticed from people around them. I will start with the YouTubers. And just so I know, this is in no particular order of Reco-ciation. I'm doing it alphabetically to be fair because all of these are just equally amazing and I love them all and I think they'll be the best party guests to have together. And yes, when I came up with the list, I thought about how they would intermingle in the conversations we're gonna have. It was like if this was real. Just saying, ultimate party host, I think this would be a hell of a party. But anyway, my first All That in a Bag of Chips award goes to Lisa G from Pink Paradox Reads. She is sweet and amazing. She has become a friend. We talk on, social media, but on a personal level. She's sweet, smart, beautiful, and she talks about horror books, horror movies, and anything to do with horror books and movies, and a little bit of other things as well. As with everyone here, I'll be linking their socials, channels, IG, Twitter down below. Please go support them and I'll remind you of that at the end. Lisa G from Pink Paradox Reads. The next All That in a Bag of Chips awards goes to Lauren from Lauren Rethgens. She is an amazing creator here on YouTube. She is the sweetest, the kindest, the most uplifting young woman you would see. She's a friend everybody should have, and she's a young woman I would be proud to have as a daughter, and I think any mother would want a daughter like she is. She cares about mental health. She talks about a range of different books, and I really adore her, as everyone else on this list. Next, All That in a Bag of Chips awards go to Nakia from Nakia's Hideaway. Well, they will all be getting their award. I won't show them anymore, okay? But Nakia talks about horror with a little bit of thriller sprinkled in, and I'm starting to talk more about sci-fi as well. She is kind, sweet, zen, classy, funny, and if you're looking for horror, especially recommendations that are on the lighter side, she has them for you, because she is not afraid to DNF a book, and she really cares about what she puts into her psyche. So none of those heavier horror things are gonna make her channel. So I think that's a refreshing change. But talking about the deepest and the darkest of horror, the next award goes to Rachel from the Shades of Orange. Rachel is one of the most sweet individuals. I also talked to her. I'm part of her Patreon group. She is amazing. She created a community everybody should be part to. There's nothing but positivity in there. People support each other. We get to know is like, and it comes from the top down. Rachel is an amazing person. I highly suggest you follow her Patreon so you can be part of our Discord community, because I consider myself a part of it. But as sweet and gentle of a soul as she is, her taste in horror, sci-fi, and fantasy is dark. The darkest, the better. She does not shy away from gore and all the other trigger-ridden themes in horror. And when she talks about them, there's like this sweet smile on her face that makes you think, yes, go ahead, sweetheart, I'll read it. It's going to be okay. So, she's helping me be braver. So I'll be delving a little bit into sci-fi and some of the darker horror, because I know both her and her community would be there to, catch me when I fall. Or hopefully I won't. But, so my last All That and a Bag of Chips award for YouTubers go to Rachel. Now, I'm going to get into authors. Some of them I have reviewed their books, and I'll be linking the video down below if I have. And they are all reviewed on my Goodreads as well. So I'm not going to get too much into the book. I'm just going to say more about them and why I picked them, but also read all these books because they are amazing. These are my favorite reads of the year, in both mentally, spiritually, emotionally, everythingly. These are it. These are the books that changed my life, if so be it. And again, I'll be going in alphabetical order of first name. So my first All That and a Bag of Chips award goes to Ellie Reynolds, who wrote Shiver in 2021. Shiver is a isolated setting, closed circle mystery set on the top of a snowy mountain where 5 people who used to be friends a decade ago share a very deep dark secret, and then they are summoned by someone who has a lot to say and do to them. These are some of my best tropes. Ellie did so many amazing things in here. She built the characters and their relationship amazingly. She really brought me into the world of snowboarding, even though I knew nothing about it. I wasn't lesson at all. And on social media, she the sweetest, most humble, approachable person. I love talking to her, even if she doesn't remember who I am, but I do. And I cannot wait for her next book coming out this year. It's going to be set on the beach with surfing. There'll be a Brazilian character like all likes. But she is super sweet and uplifting to both her fans and other authors. So I really admire Ellie, and through her social media presence, the way she treats her fans, and her book, she has made my 2021 better. The next person that I can just mirror this, that I am in love with the way she writes, in love with how sweet she is Ashley Winstead. She wrote possibly, not possibly, all of these are my favorite book of 2021. So all of these will be, it's again my top. No rambling. But In My Dreams, I Hold a Knife. Do you know how much I loved the book? So much that this year I will not only read her second thriller coming out in August, I'm going to read Fool Me Once, which is a romance. You know me, I don't read romance, but anything Ashley writes, I will read because I want to be here from the ground up to also support her. I love watching people make their dreams come true, man. And she was born to write. When I read In My Dreams, I Hold a Knife, the way that it was written, you don't believe it is someone's debut novel. Her characters are nuanced. Oh, and In My Dreams, I Hold a Knife, if you haven't heard, because it's everywhere. It's basically, again, it's close circle-ish, dark academia book. Think The Guest List and The Secret History. We follow a group of friends that during their last year in university suffered a very important loss. Someone died. Someone was accused of killing that person and then acquitted. They never talked again, but they know for sure one of them did it. Who did it, I don't know, but someone is determined to find out when they really summon all of them to come back to the 10th year reunion. Some come in with a lot to prove. And some just walk around like they're, all that on a bag of chips because they just look down at people all their lives. But these are amazing characters' story. I really liked the plot. So In My Dreams, I Hold a Knife and Ashley Winstead. Next, I have Grady Hendrix. And the book that has earned him this spot is the Final Girl Support Group, released in 2021. This is basically a book. You have a lot of final girls who have survived, but are mentally scarred for life. They have been going to this support group for 20 years, and now when one of them doesn't come in, they think something is up because she never missed a meeting. And lo and behold, now we have a serial killer chasing the final girls. Who's going to be the final girl? Are they going to catch him? I don't know. But I really love this book because Grady Hendrix's sense of humor is everything. I love horror movie. I love slashers. And his references, if not our, Lynette is neurotic. So it took a while to get into her mind, and it was a very scattered place to be. But the references to horror movies and the creativity, it was just everything. And for Grady Hendrix, I have an honorable mention, which is another book that I did love as well. It's a 2020 release called The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. This was also very meta, 90s, and a really fun book to read. It brought dark and social commentary through the most beautiful, well thought out, sarcastically dark metaphors and allegories. Mwah. My next recipient of the All That and a Bag of Chips award is Jasper DeWitt with The Patient. That is a 2020 book. And in The Patient, we follow Joe, the titular patient, who's been in a mental institution since he was 6. He's well now into his middle age. And then we have Parker, this very, very arrogant, with a heart of gold, if that's possible, newly graduate. He is a psychiatry doctor, and he thinks he went to a Ivy school, can work in any institution he wants, but he goes for a state run because he thinks he can change the world. And in there, he's intrigued by Joe and his history, because everybody that has ever been in contact with Joe has either killed themselves and gone crazy, fun fact. So he thinks he can definitely treat this guy who went, 26 or 30 something years without being diagnosed. He will be the one. Is that story gonna be easy ride? You guessed it, it won't. This is the first book that I've read that really scared me, and the best way I have to describe it is if Lovecraft had written One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, it would be here. And for this book, as with some of them, but this one specifically, I do suggest you check the trigger warning and words. But I will have to say that the triggering content that has been written in this book was very well done, and it was pertinent to the plot, so there is no gratuity here. Another thing I have to say about Jasper is he's extremely intelligent. He's really, really smart, and I'm in awe of his point of views and things he put out there. I follow him on Twitter, and he always makes me think. And honestly, I love the way he thinks, and he's not afraid to put his opinions out there. He is someone that, I think would be a great dinner guest to any party. And through his book and his social media presence, he really impacted me this year. Next is another person that impacted me, Jessie Q. Sutanto. She wrote Die Away for Auntie. Well, I'm giving this award based on Die Away for Aunties, a 2021 romantic mystery. I don't know how to really classify it, but she is amazing. She's the sweetest person. She's so freaking funny. The pictures that she posts are so... What is the word I'm looking for? It's not original. Are so original and well thought out. And her aunties and her mom make a lot of appearance in those pictures too. I just get the vibe she's someone I want to talk to, because I don't think she can ever even harm a fly. So yes, because of all of that, I decided to read Die Away for Aunties, even though I don't read a romance, and oh my god, did I love it. It's light and sweet and funny, and those aunties, I need them in my life. So, next, another person that I was impacted by on social media before I even read any of her books was Kirsten Mudlin, and she's getting this award for a 2021 book called The Arrangement. In The Arrangement, honestly, I don't want to say too much, because this girl does twists and turns and batshit crazy like nobody, okay? And this book is a prime example of what she does. There's a lot of authors, I'm not gonna bash them, they do these things just for shock value. Not Kirsten. She actually plots everything very tightly, and you can connect everything. She plays really fair, but you get the shock value and the batshit crazy, and the thing is like, oh my god, no, she didn't. Yes, she did. It makes you appreciate your life, because you're not as crazy as those people. And in The Arrangement, we have a couple who's, falling out of love, and they decide to make an arrangement, which is they will see other people, and they have a set of rules. Someone breaks the rule, and I'm not going to say anything else, just read that book. She is a self-published author. She was... Prior to this year, which is not really fair, she came up on top, spoke for herself, and she's very active on all social medias. Her TikToks are hilarious. She is very approachable. She is very appreciative of her fans. She's like one of the sweetest person I've seen, and she's living her dream, and I'm going to continue to support it, and you should too. If you want a well-plotted, batshit crazy book, this girl has books to go for you. I think this year she released 4 or 5. So you'll get your seasonal batshit crazy. Don't worry, just go for it. The 11th author on my list is Lexi Elliott. She writes so beautiful. She's another one of those people that is just so smart, so calm, so serene. I don't really talk to her on social media, but I follow her, especially on Twitter. She always has these blogs and articles that she writes that recommends books and makes you think about things. She is one of the smartest people I know. She is the queen of characters. I've read all 3 of her books for a vlog this year, and I fell in love with every single one of them. You feel like you meet them. She gives you people like in book format. She is amazing. So out of her 3 books, I didn't want to mention all 3 because that would be unfair. So the one that got her this award, I'm giving this award to her for The French Girl, written in 2018. We have 5 university friends that decide to go for this weekend getaway. They're living their life. They're thinking, they're all that. And then when you get there, they have a neighbor, this French girl called Séverine. She changes the dynamic. Something happens, haunts them. They don't talk to each other again. 10 years later, the past comes back to bite them. This is like an amazing book. I'm still haunted by Séverine, someone that you never really met on the page, but you felt her life force. But I'm also giving an honorable mention to How to Kill Your Best Friend, released in 2021, because that was another amazing book, and the cover is everything. In this, we have 3 friends who met through the swim team. They're all great swimmers. They have, that hidden secrets in the past, but they have been best friends for years and years and years. Now, 2 of them are reunited again to celebrate the life of one of them who died swimming, even though she was the strongest swimmer. And then the weather happens and everybody is, locked away in this, private island, and it's gonna be good when it comes from there. The last scene, the climax had me, my heart pumping. I was reading it and I could visualize it. I need that in a movie. It was action-packed and so full of emotions, like, That's why I chose this one to be my honorable mention. I'm almost done. I have 2 more awards to give. This one will go to she doesn't know this, okay? And I'm not a creep, I swear. But this will go to Rachel Harrison. Let's start talking about her. Rachel Harrison is a horror writer. In all of her books, she empowers women. They all have a very deep emotional meaning. You can get a lot of things from her books. You can get the message or just the entertainment. I talk about both of her books on a vlog that I'm also linking down below. She's nice, she's approachable, she's so sweet, she's really appreciative, and she has the best taste in horror. Whatever she talks about, a horror book or a horror movie or a series like Yellow Jackets, I just start watching it, and lo and behold, it's the same taste as me. She really has great taste. So I look for her for recommendation, but I also want to support her because she empowers other women through her books, and I want to empower her. She was meant to do this, and as long as she will be doing this, I'll be supporting her and talking about her ad nauseum, because I want her to be in everybody's best of the year list. You just need to give it a try. And yes, Pink Goggles here. I love her. I don't think there's anything she can do wrong. Especially my honorable mention is Cackle, which is her 2021 award. Is about, female empowerment, self-love, friendship, and again, you can go in there, and it has witches. But now let's talk about how she got into my radar, okay? The Return, a 2020 book. In this book, We follow a group of friends. One of them disappears. There are 4 of them. 2 of them are ready to move on by the 2nd year mark. The girl who disappeared, best friend, is not. But then all of a sudden, this girl comes back, but she's not quite as she seemed. And just to see what's happened to rekindle her friendship and see if anything can be salvaged, they go to this very fun thematic hotel, and things ensue from there. This book was fun and creepy. There's a lot of things to love about it on its own literary merit. But if you haven't read it, I'm gonna kind of spoil it by saying what I took away from it. So just go back until you see this again. What I took away from it was a beautiful, beautiful message, and a beautiful message, and I forgot the word, but it's like thought-provoking, on grief. And again, I don't know if it's right or not. That's what I took from it. But through this book, I learned to understand and process my grief. It unearthed a lot of deep buried emotions, and I cried reading this book, and I cried for 2 weeks after that. I was sent into depression. I couldn't stop crying, but in a best possible way. I'm not saying, oh my God, it's so horrible. No, the opposite. The way this book and Rachel touched me this year, it's something that I'll take with me for the rest of my life. It is the book that helped me face the loss of my dad face to face. Am I still angry over it? Duh, yes, but this is not a sad moment about anything, but it's like this girl reached into my soul and gave me the courage to face one of the things that I was like very deep down, okay? And not only that, and with Keiko too, is like there's like this one chapter, I have a really funny story about it. Again, it's in that vlog, but I think, okay, I'm gonna sound psychotic, and I swear to God, I'm not a stalker, so don't worry, Rachel, if you're watching this, but she can read my mind and write things that are just for me, because I can relate to everything. And she makes me laugh and cry. She brings all the emotions, and yes, Rachel Harrison. Okay, so you can come back if you were not there for the spoilers, but my last All That in a Bag of Chips award goes to Shannara Williams. She is getting this award for The Perfect Run. It's a 2021 thriller. And it's a 2021 thriller. Prior to this, I think she has over 30 like smutty romantic books. So if you are one of those, thriller readers, I know there's a lot of them I admire that also love romance. Go check this girl out, okay? For her romances, I haven't read them, but her thriller, it's a little romance heavy, so you get a little bit of both worlds, but it's amazing. And it was fast-paced, well-plotted. This twist was, We follow Ivy. She suffered a very important loss through a tragedy. She lost her parents when she was young. 20 years later, she finally finds out who was behind the very traumatic event. And, through the event, she became petty AF, a little unhinged, and she has nothing to lose in her 20s. So what does she do? She seeks revenge, and she plots it in the most perfect way. And if you think that was it, oh no, honey, there's more. It's the book that keeps giving. And it is an amazing book, and some things that you don't really see in other books that are worth mentioning. It's set in Miami, so it has all the caliente vibes, if you know what I mean. Oh my god, that was really lame. I apologize, but again, the 90s were lame, so I'll stick with that. So it has that vibes, but there's the one thing that I think everybody should read this book for is because most of the characters are all POCs. This is an own voice book, and I really, really enjoy seeing a very diverse books. And I think what she's bringing to the thriller category, I hope she'll continue to write thrillers, not just romances. Okay, Shannara, if you're watching this, please, you have a calling and I need to read your books. I believe there's another thriller coming later this year that she has written, so yay, here's hoping. And I hope it's just as good, it's just as diverse. And on social media, oh my freaking god, like, she is so sweet. She shares a lot of her life, but she is humble, sweet, and funny, and someone that I also think everybody should support as all of those. That was it. Thank you for coming for my 2021 Reco-ciation Soiree, or award ceremony. I just love saying soiree. Let me know if you could nominate someone for this award. Who would it be and why? Thank you for supporting me and being here. I hope that you can support all these YouTube creators and authors. I'm linking again their socials down below. Please go show them support because they come with my stamp of approval. And now that I'm closing the award ceremony, you can feel free to stay for the dance and the dinner. I've linked a Pinterest board with the menu for tonight. Again, it's theme as the 90s, and the playlist. So if you feel like this week to, cooking that for dinner and listening to the music to stay in the mood, you are my guest. I made this for you. I hope one day I have enough money and enough clout to actually do this award in person. I had a lot of fun planning it. Did I want it to be better? Yes. But I did it in 5 days, so I think I did all right. And I promise that the second one is going to be bigger and better. And that's it. I will see you next with my favorite, books of 2021. And until next time, guys, be the hummingbird.